Hey everybody, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We're constantly updating it with new content and never seen before content. So if you want to get the latest from Harvest, hit the subscribe button. Hey everybody, Laurie here, and I have a brand new book that I have just written called Billy Graham, The Man That I Knew. And it was my honor to get to know Billy quite well and work with him for many years. I've actually been on his board of directors for 25 years now. And as his ministry was coming to a close, my crusade ministry was just beginning. And Billy asked me to help him with illustrations for his sermons. And so I got to spend a lot of time just hanging around him. And I can tell you that the private Billy was even more impressive than the public Billy. And of course, the public Billy was fantastic. He's a great preacher. I mean, the greatest preacher, I think, in history, and without question, the greatest evangelist of all time. But when you were with him one-on-one, he was very down to earth. He was very humble. And he always took an interest in you. You would have a meal with him and he would ask you about you. I remember once I was with him at a crusade he was doing, and so he wanted to go to lunch. So we went to the Red Lobster. And as it turns out, there was an atheist convention happening in the city where his crusade was happening. And Billy pulled a ball cap down over his head, but he had that famous profile, you know, I mean, the way he looked. He was so distinct. And so people came up to him that were at the atheist convention because they had the little tags of the convention. They were excited to meet him. He was very gracious to them. And then afterwards, as we were eating, Billy just said, "Tell me about you, Greg. What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And I was 30, in my 30s, late 30s at the time. And I was thinking, why would this man care what a punk kid, comparatively to him, would have to say? But that was Billy. He was always interested in the person he was speaking to. Another thing about him is he was a very humble guy, very down to earth. I remember I was with him at a crusade, and we went back to his hotel room afterwards, and someone had given us some barbecue sandwiches to eat, which I'm sure were hot when we got them, but by the time we were eating them, they were very cold. Billy went in the back of his room and came back wearing his pajamas and dress shoes. He probably didn't bring his slippers. I just found that hilarious. Here's this guy, he just preached to thousands of people. All these people came to Christ. He's just hanging out, eating a cold sandwich with his friends and not reflecting on what a great job he did. He was just a down-to-earth person. He was the most godly person I ever met. So in this book, Billy Graham, The Man That I Knew, I put a lot of these stories in, and I do a flyover of his life because I want to introduce Billy Graham to a whole new generation that does not know him, younger people, because he's someone worth knowing. This book is not out yet. It's going to be released a little bit later, but you can pre-order it right now at Amazon.com. It's called Billy Graham, The Man That I Knew. And I'll share a few more things about him in the days to come.